This tutorial will explain how to modify page layout content in an IFAS channel. This tutorial can be applied to any section in the IFAS channel, such as the 2-column and full-width page layouts. To begin, we must use a section that we've duplicated. In the previous tutorial, I duplicated a section and called it New Section, and that is the one I'm going to start with. So I'm going to go to my yellow arrow and preview it. If you get a pop-up blocker, go ahead and click the show. And this shows me how the content will look, and we will be trying to edit the left column. So I'm going to go back to the Site Manager. I want to modify this section name again because New Section is not very descriptive. So I'm going to go ahead and call this About Us. And I have to click Update for it to update. And this time it says About Us, and I want to start modifying content on this page section. So I'm going to go down to Modify Content. For this tutorial, we're going to edit the left column, but these principles will also apply to the right column and almost any other layout you're using from the IFAS templates. You'll notice that this says Pending. This is because it's not approved, which means it will not publish out in the site. Once we modify it, we can change it to Approved so that it will publish out. So I'm going to go back to the yellow arrow, and I'm going to say Modify. The first thing up here is a main page heading. Since we've changed the page section name to About Us, I'm going to go ahead and repeat that here. What you see here is the default Terminal4 web editor. If you need to get into the HTML, there's also an HTML button here that will allow you to see the code. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this paragraph since I don't feel like I need it. And if I decided I wanted a different heading instead of heading 2, you can choose a new heading from the drop-down menu that's called Format. And I'm going to say I want a heading 3. I also copied some about text from the IFAS site, and I can right-click. Nope, can't right-click, but you can do Control-V to paste it. And you'll notice that that became part of the heading 3, which I was trying to avoid, but it happens sometimes in Terminal4. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Enter on my keyboard to move it down, and then I'm going to go back up to the Format box, and I'm going to turn it into a paragraph. Now these accordions are going to be covered in another tutorial because they have to be edited in the HTML view. But I can see the change I just made by hitting Preview again. So when I hit the Preview button, this is what I see now. I've got my About Us and my heading 3 and the University of Florida IFAS text. We can now go back to the site structure, and maybe that wasn't quite what we wanted it to look like since we have the heading 3 here, so I might delete that. And assuming I'm done editing, you would say Update and Approve so that it publishes out next. So I'm going to go ahead and say Update and Approve. And when you do that, it usually kicks you back to the site structure. On this particular computer, it then kicks you to what it looks like. So you can see that the heading 3 is now gone. The Terminal4 editor will not show you all of the styles in this word processing view. So you can see that the tables are gray, but if you go back to the actual page, they're purple. So you want to always make sure that you preview your page to see what it really looks like. You do not want to use this styles drop-down box because it only has a few styles that UF has added, and they will not apply to the UF IFAS templates. For information on editing the accordion sliding panels or styling tables, please go to blogs.ifas.ufl.edu/t4-tutorials.